particular story or issue, examine what's at stake and where it's heading. In essence, we'll take a closer look at why it matters. Today, reality TV. Are shows doing enough to look after their on-camera stars once the cameras stop rolling? The recent death of a guest on the Jeremy Kyle show served as a timely reminder of the toll sudden fame can take on the contestants' mental health. And as Love Island makes its much anticipated return to our screens, the host Caroline Flack has been forced to defend its reputation over the deaths of two former contestants. Well, one person who knows all too well why it matters is former Love Island contestant and emergency doctor Alex George. He joins me now. Thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.
You yourself, I gather, sought therapy after your appearance. What was the aftercare like then, and did you have serious doubts about it?
Well, for me, I mean, it was a big change going from my life before the show to, the whirlwind summer I had, and then, life post-Island. And for me, I felt that I needed to kind of debunk and break down some of the things I'd experienced and also learn to cope with what life is like now. So I sought for help from ITV, and, within 24 hours of me saying, look, I could do with a little bit of support, I had an appointment booked with a counsellor, and I continue to have therapy to talk about any things that bother me. So I do think it's important that we recognise what impact such shows can have on the mental health of the people on the show as well as the wider audience. And I think it's really good that ITV have made some changes to kind of make sure we catch people in the net, if you like, and protect and help people.
But after the two suicides relating to the contestants of participants in Love Island, do you think these programmes still have a place in the television schedule?
I think they do have a place, and actually, I had a fantastic time on Love Island. I think a lot of the contestants would say the same. There are obviously aspects to social media, things like trolling and dealing with issues like that, that we do need a bit of support on. And actually,
maybe, sorry to interrupt, but maybe you are, you're a doctor, NHS doctor, you may be better equipped to deal with the kind of problems sudden fame can bring and the disappointment that sudden fame and the loss of it can bring, but other people clearly not so able to do that, more vulnerable.
I don't know. I had like 200 followers on Instagram. For me, I didn't really even know how to use Instagram when it came off the show. Others may have been more experienced, but it's with the right kind of help and support and the right selection of people on these shows, I actually think we can cope with it. And actually, I myself now am way better equipped at dealing with trolling and also managing, dealing with people on the street and things compared to before. So yeah, with the right support, I think these shows do have a place. And actually, they're fun, they're aspirational. We get a great amount of joy by watching people, on TV, meeting other people, having love and things.
There are also people, with great respect to you, obsessed with their kind of looks and physique and attractiveness. Is that a good thing for people to be taking part in, A, and B, for people to watch and to may get the impression that this is how life is supposed to be? Well,
I think actually the magic of shows like Love Island is seeing the relationships between people and the connections you can form with the most unlikely characters. Like, I'm a very normal guy, I've got a very normal physique and things, but I made friends with like Jack and other people on the show that I would never have connected with on the outside, and I have experiences that I can carry for a lifetime. So I think there's a real positive side to these shows. We just need to be mindful that there is a potential negative impact, and we should plan for such things and make sure we catch people and, yeah, have the right kind of therapies and aftercare programmes to look after them.
Do you think there is a case of an issue with viewers as well, who see, that you project these images and this lifestyle, that people watching it, not just participating, may feel dissatisfied with their lives, and they may have problems with that?
Now, this is something I do campaign a lot about, and I talk about on my social media, that this Instagram lifestyle, this perfect lifestyle, just doesn't exist. We're all normal people, and I think it's so important that if you have a big following, if you're an influencer, whatever that means, that you're honest and show people what life is really like, not pretending to have, jetting around the world or having the perfect sports cars. Behind that, we all have the same struggles, and I think we all have a responsibility to be more honest, be more open, and give young people particularly the right messages from social media.
Yeah, just very briefly, 30 seconds. There is a view that, oh, well, people choose to go on television, they, take the consequences, but don't television companies have a duty to protect them from themselves in some ways?
I think they do. I think there's a duty of care. Both, I think part of it is, yeah, you make that choice, you put yourself in that position, but the show knows what happens. I think different shows will or are able to at least provide some care. And I think, yes, there is a responsibility for any reality TV show to look after the people that go on it.
Yeah, and you don't regret going on?
No, not at all.
All right. Alex, George, thanks very much
you.
indeed. Thanks for coming in.